I made $0 selling my art online in my first year. Not because it was bad, not because I didn't show up, but because I hadn't fully realized what it took to build a business online. And everybody around me made it seem so much easier. So today I'm gonna bring you along for 3 truths I had to come to terms with while growing my business online, so maybe you can learn from this as well. Let's start with the one that hurt the most to accept. The social media algorithm does not care how good your art is. It doesn't care how intricate it is, how many hours you spent on it. It doesn't even matter how much you love it or how much it means to you. It cares about trending audio and specific keywords and hashtags in your caption. And even when you do all of that right, you still may not have a great performing video, because ultimately all it cares about is other people liking your content. And if people like it and comment, then they'll show it to more people. And so basically you can do everything right on social media, everything that they tell you that you're supposed to do, and still not get the views that you are looking for. You just have to keep hustling to get it. Etsy is the same way. It's just a little less glamorous about how it works. Etsy is literally just a marketplace search engine where everybody puts in their products. You try to write the best search engine optimized listings and hope you get traffic through Etsy. Etsy shows the work that is getting clicks, getting sales, getting external traffic. It doesn't honor something that's cute or something that you really love. It honors the momentum. My shop sat at near 0 views for about a year, honestly. The work I was putting in didn't change. What changed was how I approached getting people to my shop. Once I started actively sending people there through Instagram and TikTok, once all that happened and I became the traffic source directing people to my shop, that's when the algorithm started paying a little bit more attention and showing my work a little bit more on other people's searches. Unless you're in an unsaturated but very popular niche, you are going to have to direct people to your shop. It's not going to do what you want by just hoping people click on your work. You're going to have to do a lot of that front end work to get people there, and then Etsy will follow suit. Everyone says it takes time, and honestly that's true, but no one really talks about what that time really means and what it actually looks like from the inside. I launched my shop in February 2025. My first sale was in May 2026. A $126 wholesale order, not from Etsy Discovery, not from social media going my way, but from a cold email that I sent to a retailer. 15 months between starting my shop and my first sale. And I know this isn't what it looks like for most people, but this is what it looked like for me. And here's the thing, it takes time, makes it sound like you can plant seeds and eventually the flowers will show up. It makes it like you can post consistently and go live your life and somehow revenue will show up. That's not how it works. Time alone doesn't do anything. Time plus consistent action does. The infrastructure has to be built. The listings have to be written. The emails have to be sent. The content has to be made. And then you keep doing that over and over again, even when nobody is there. And eventually, through that consistent action, you will start getting your flowers. That's what the time actually looks like. This is the part that most people don't say out loud. No one talks about what it's like to spend time creating your art, build content around it, post it, and then get 3 views. Or to feel like you are shouting out and nobody's listening in a crowded room, especially when you're doing it every single day for months. It's heavy in a way that's kind of embarrassing to admit, because nobody's forcing you to do this. You chose to try to sell your art. You chose to make the content, but it's kind of embarrassing in a way that you're not getting the views. And that's how I feel on a daily basis, because I'm still getting those low view days And very rare am I getting those high view days, those high reaction days. I'm working a full-time job while I'm building this business. I build it in the early mornings and late evenings and the weekends. Most weeks, something I make gets zero traction. Occasionally, something lands and it reminds me why I started this. What I found is emotional sustainability comes from the same place as business sustainability. You can't bet everything on one thing working. One post, one launch, one platform, because when that thing doesn't work, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes you'll get lucky, but sometimes you won't. It can take you down with it. You need to keep building the catalog, keep showing up, keep sending the emails. At some point, the pattern of all of it begins to look a lot more like a business. I'm documenting all of this publicly. The zero revenue years, the cold emails, the months of silence, because I think more people need to see this version of the story. Most of what you see online is a highlight reel. I'm not interested in making one of those. If you're building something right now in quiet, you're not behind. You're just in the part that no one films. The BM Edit is a Gulf Coast art and stationery brand that I document the whole journey of building. The good, the bad, and the embarrassingly honest. On YouTube every single week. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to stick around.